Welcome to the chat, everyone. If you're brand new to the channel, be sure to subscribe to get all the videos, and please do go see this movie as quickly as possible. I'll do later this week once the movie comes out everywhere. So this is my 10 takeaways about the Thunderbolts based on some of the early reviews. So the first one is that it's more of a team of anti-heroes, meaning that the movie does centers around a group of characters who are not the traditional heroes. And these are the faces of Bucky, Yelena Belova, and John Walker, and Red Guardian, among others, right? So they band together. That is the main feature of the film, being this anti-hero team up, which I think it's something new and exciting for the Marvel brand. So it's important for the future of the MCU stories. Thunderbolts, it's one of the last movies that are going to be released before the major upcoming team up of films like the Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars. The next movie is going to be after this is going to be the Fantastic Four, which they're also really hoping that does really well. What does that mean? It means that it needs to conclude the current multiverse saga, right? So it's going to start kind of tying up those loose ends because they definitely want to move on to more specific storytelling. Number 3, so this one aims to have a better storytelling balance. So unlike the other movies that they usually felt a little bit short and they focus on the upcoming films, the Thunderbolts tried to strike a better balance between being its own complete film. Only on the after credit it seems to be setting up the newer connections to it. So that is a new, refreshing take, because most of the Marvel heroes, you went into the movies and saw the movies and it was just a setup for the next one, So the fact that they're starting with a starting, middle, end of this movie, it's a refreshing take on this film. Get ready for the post-credit scenes. Again, this movie is bringing back some of the classic style important post-credit scenes that are important for the whole storytelling, but the whole movie is not based on that. Yes, it's going to be setting up the upcoming movies, and it seems that the after credit all the way at the end, it's a little bit longer than the previous post-credit scenes that we have seen before. So it does build a little bit of more excitement towards that, rather than building the entire movie to be as a post-credit for the next post-credit movie. This one feels like the creators had a clearer version. It seems that they have a much better idea where they wanted to be again on this movie. And it feels redundant, but some of the other films, they were losing, it seems that they were losing a lot of the stories in the editing floor. So this one does feels that they have a stronger vision of who these team-ups is, what their main goal is, and they end it. Number 6, so expect a more personal story, the way instead of just focusing on a huge world-ending external battle like an Avengers type of movie. It's the Thunderbolts, it has a more personal approach. So it does dives deeper into the characters and themes like grief, trauma, and finding purpose. So it's more about being yourself rather than saving the entire world, which is something that a lot of the Marvel movies have been criticized for. They always want to be something extremely huge, and now that the entire world is going to end if just this particular hero or this particular movie doesn't achieve. And examples of that, it's right now what's going on, a little bit of an argument between what Sony is trying to do with the next Spider-Man film, and because they want to go back to the multiverse. I mean, the last Spider-Man movie did so well in the theaters that they want to do kind of a sequel exploring the multiverse when it comes down to to what the next plot is. And Marvel at their end, it's hoping to bring that back a little bit, escalate it down to where you can have the storytelling approach, but not such a big, extreme world building in top of these movies. Number 7, so it plays into the classic tropes once again, that the fact that it does has its subverts and twist of the classic superhero movie idea. So instead of just visualizing the external fighting of it, it does visualizes a lot of internal battle, chemistry between the anti-heroes. It's fun to watch, and I think this is gonna be something that everybody's going to enjoy about this movie. The powerful new characters that are introduced are the Sentry and the Void. And these are two of the most powerful characters that Marvel has brought up to the MCU. So be ready for that. It's going to be very special to see this type of power level on the MCU. We did get a glimpse to see this on Deadpool and Wolverine. Some of the effects that the villain had were out of this world, right? So, but that was in its own different packet. But it seems that these OP characters are gonna be making splash moving forward. And again, because of the movies that we have coming up, Avengers, Doomsday, and Secret Wars after that, it is going to require, and it's going to have an amazing battle scene fights, having these potential powerful characters. It's something that I'm very looking forward to. Box office projections are moderate. So the movie is projected to have about a 70 to 75 million range opening here in the United States, which it's going to be considered a soft opening compared to the big releases like Marvel releases, that it usually costs about maybe 180 for production, 100 for the marketing. They will expect better projected numbers down the line. And last is the fact that it is considered to be a return to form to Marvel. And again, because it is world building, but at the same time, the storytelling of it has its beginning, it has its middle, and it does has an ending to it. And again, this is what is being reported through some of the critics who have seen the film. I have not seen it, and these are some of the top 10 that I'm very looking forward to. And this movie absolutely is trying to set up, trying to have to connect the Fantastic Four movie that is coming a couple of weeks after that. So, and then for next year, the Avengers Doomsday movie. So I'm very excited for this movie. I will be there opening weekend, and hopefully you guys are going to go see this movie as soon as possible. Again, welcome to the chat, and we would love to hear what your opinion is about this upcoming film. Once you do see it, come back to the channel and let's talk about it a little bit more.